All right, Module 4 is where we're starting, and this is going to be Module 4, Lesson 1, where we are identifying and graphing sequences. Our question that hopefully you'll be able to answer by the end of the lesson is, what is a sequence, and how are sequences and functions related? Because remember, we learned about functions in Module. Okay, so we're going to get into understanding what a sequence is. So for instance, they give you a scenario: a go-kart racing track charges $5 for a go-kart license and $2 for each lap. If you list the charges for 1 lap, 2 laps, 3 laps, and so on, in order, the list forms a sequence of numbers. So a sequence is just a list of numbers in a specific order. Each element in a sequence is called a term. In a sequence, each term has a position number. In the sequence that they gave you, 7, 9, 11, 13, etc., the second term is 9, so its position number is 2. All right, so they show you this in the form of a table. So the total cost is your term. So the total cost of riding a go-kart for different numbers of laps is shown. So the position number is basically your number of laps in this case. The term is the cost, or how much you are paying. So your domain is your number of laps. Your range is your total cost. You can use the term and the position number of a sequence to write a function using function notation. Function f of 2 is equal to 9. That means that the second term is 9. So for that function, the second term is 9. Okay. For the first position, the term is 7. For the third position, the term is 11. Okay, the function of having a position number 6 is going to be 17. F of 4, meaning the function for position 4 is going to be 13. Position 5 is going to be 15, etc. Okay, identify the domain and the range. We've done domain and range before, so it's really no different. Domain is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. Just because we're stopping there because that's all that they included in the table. So we're just going to assume that 6 is the most that you're going to have lap-wise. And then the range of the function is going to be the cost associated with those numbers of laps. Okay. So notice up here that they haven't yet given you like an equation relating x and y. They've just given you position and terms. Position, term, position, term, position number, term, position number, term number, etc. Okay? So what does f of 4 equals 13 mean in the context of this problem? It means it's the cost that you would pay to drive 4 laps. Okay? Explain how to find the missing values. Well, you can do a couple of different things. You could look at the data and construct an equation. Okay? It's $2 per lap plus a $5 license fee. This could be your equation in function notation. You could also reason it out from the description. Okay? Or you could use the table. So you could use the values that you do have to figure out what the rule is. We see that you are adding $2 for each term. If you had a position where you had no laps, but you had paid the license fee, you would have a term of 5. So you can kind of reason it out. So you can do a couple of different things, okay? And the rest of the lesson is going to be talking about basically your 2 methods to figuring out how you can go between position number, sequence, constructing a function, etc. Okay?